Hebrews. This is our Prophets of Awakening. This is our evening Sabbath class, 31st of July, 2021. I'll be reading from the book of Enoch later on. Like, and share, and subscribe, and hit the notification button. And if you feel free, you feel the need to support this channel, you just go to the Cash App. It's $ and Prophet Leonard. This is a non-Messianic channel. We deal with the Tanakh and the Torah. The Tanakh is the Old Testament, and the Torah is the first 5 books of Moses that was given to him by the Lord of hosts on Mount Sinai. Shalom and welcome to everyone. And we're going to go through our normal routine with moment of silence, prayer, Sabbath prayer, songs, and then current events. Oh Lord, we come before thee at the end of that Sabbath, the time that you have set apart, that you have given unto us for rest. We are thankful for the knowledge and the understanding that you have given unto us up until this point. We seek thy face on the Sabbath, that you shower us with peace and enlightenment and a sense of togetherness. And we see thy hand in the affairs of the world, and we know and understand that you have spoken, what you have spoken in the past will surely come to pass. Turn not thy face from us, but hearken unto this plea. Hearken, O Lord, and do. All praises of you. Okay. So we'll deal with the Psalms. Okay, we're going to deal with Psalm 125. God surrounds his people. Okay, see, they that trust in the Lord shall be as Mount Zion, which cannot be removed, but abideth forever. As the mountains are round about Jerusalem, so the Lord is round about his people, from henceforth even forever. For the rod of the wicked shall not rest upon the lot of the righteous, lest the righteous put forth their hand unto iniquity. Do good, O Lord, unto those that be good, and to them that are upright in their hearts. As for such as turn aside unto their crooked ways, the Lord shall lead them forth with the workers of iniquity, but peace shall be unto Israel. The Psalms 125 on God surrounds his people. So with that being said, anybody have any news or current events that they want to mention? Okay. I was telling you yesterday about at the close of business yesterday, they hadn't passed that moratorium on the halting the eviction notice for landlords and everything. So they're at a critical stage right now. Let me play this. So we're gonna see the repercussions of this starting this week. The eviction moratorium set to lapse as Biden aids efforts falter. So it says right here, nationwide moratorium on residential evictions is set to expire on Saturday after a last-minute effort by Biden administration to win an extension failed, putting hundreds of thousands of tenants at risk of losing shelter, while tens of billions in federal funding intended to pay their back rent sit untapped. The expiration was a humbling setback for President Biden, whose team has tried for months to fix a dysfunctional emergency rent relief program to help struggling renters and landlords. Running out of time and desperate to head off a possible wave of evictions, the White House abruptly shifted course on Thursday, throwing responsibility to Congress and prompting a look like frenzy and ultimately unsuccessful rescue operations by Democrats in the House on Friday. Okay, says the collapse of those efforts reflected the culmination of months of frustration as the White House pushed hard on states to speed housing assistance to tenants, with mixed results before the moratorium expired, hampered by a lack of action by the Trump administration, which left no real plan to carry out the program. It's a Biden team that struggled to build a viable federal local funding pipeline, hindered by the state governments that viewed the initiative as a burden and an ambivalence of many landlords. Okay, so like I said before, starting tomorrow, you're going to see the backlash from this and the repercussions of everything going to really just get more intensified. Any comments? Anybody know anything about this?
Yeah, I heard it last night. They were talking about Congress went home. And I think there were a couple of senators that stayed and slept outside the White House like that was going to do something.
Right,
So,
exactly.
yeah.
Right.
And it's already getting bad. It was already getting bad before this.
Right, exactly. Exactly. You'll see some stuff next week. Yeah, you'll see the repercussions of it. It's all playing. Yes, and then they putting on the show too. Those Democrats with the, I think it's like they're up to like 5 or 6 that got arrested. The Black Caucus, the Boule.
Yeah,
That's
right.
yeah, that's all staged. They ain't number the front. Yeah, that's the
Right.
yeah. Like I said, it's coming a day real soon where it ain't gonna work. It's like what happened with the guy in Haiti. He trusted on them um, uh, Illuminati and those bankers, and when the time came, they wasn't there for him. Couldn't turn the yard because he ain't knowing. Okay, got one more. Like I said, they got us in the dark over here when everything is happening over there. And a lot of people finding that out. Here we go.
Listen, I'm excited about this conversation today. I'm sitting down with Torian, a connectpreneur, been in Ghana 7 years doing some amazing things. This is going to be a great conversation. So, thank you so much for being with me today. You set the scene, it's comfortable, the breeze is blowing. It's good to see you again.
It's so nice to see you, Tim. Thank you so much. I've watched so many of your shows already, so I know what a good interviewer you are and what a contribution you're making for people who actually want to come back to Ghana to see the real Ghana from real people who are doing real things here, not just the illusion of what it is to leave your home of choice to come to a new experience, because this was a new adventure.
Yeah. So thank you so much for watching. I appreciate it, and for the kind words. And we were chatting off camera about your experiences here in Ghana, and it's so encouraging because, as you said, there's so many people that want to come back, but there's not one type of story. And when I met you, I said, "Wow, this is a totally different story." And just hearing from your experiences. So let's back up in the story. You've been here 7 years. How did you even get to Ghana?
Really, really interesting. I'm Nigerian, and a lot of my family said, "Why didn't you go to Nigeria if you want to, move back to the continent?" But I'd been working for an amazing organization called AFFORD, the African Foundation for Development, and they gave me my African heart. They made me connect back with Africa in a different way from some of the stories you have from your parents and other people. And what was interesting is they started at the university level and encouraging university students to take up opportunities in Africa, internships and things like that. So when I found AFFORD, I just got really excited. And they showed me a trade mission where I could come and use the skills that I already had and share them with people in Ghana. We did Ghana, Sierra Leone and Nigeria. So in Ghana, it was if you've got anything in marketing, entrepreneurship skills, if you've got financial skills, any skills you think that you want to share. And we came and did workshops. So I've been coming to Ghana for about 30 years.
30
years.
Wow.
Simply because my friend here lived here, and I would come for her. Then she made me godmother to her children. So then I kept coming at various holidays. And when I was growing up, I spent 2 years in Nigeria and would come to Ghana like you'd go to Paris from the UK. So having grown up most of my life in the UK, it was really nice to have somewhere like that. And I just remembered Ghana. So when I went to school and I met my friend, it was really interesting that she came from Ghana, and then I'd come back and forth. But what really excited me was I'd come as a friend, now I was going to come as a business person. And as a business person, I saw Ghana in a completely different light.
So you have these different experiences in the continent. You're here in Ghana now, but you say you've been visiting back and forth for 30 years. Talk to people who, let's say they've never been to Ghana. What do you see as some of the most significant changes you've seen in that 30 years? It could be structurally, it can be culturally.
Honestly, Tim, you're great with the questions because there have been so many. And infrastructure is a big deal here in Ghana. So the roads. When I used to come to Aburi, I just thought I was on a helter-skelter. You know, I was so scared for my life. You know, it's like, okay, do we really have to go up here? Because I was just scared because it was just 2 lanes. There were just 2 lanes, and everyone was going fast, etc., etc. Now it's 4 lanes. There's a massive crash barrier in the middle. There's a crash barrier around the sides because when you fall off, it's death. It's death. You know,
we're laughing, but it's true.
But
no, it was
infrastructure made it somewhere that I would want to visit as an area on a regular basis because they've got beautiful hotels and restaurants and stuff up here, Pedrassi, Gilbury, and you want to come, and the views are incredible. And I used to say, when my friends said, let's go to, Aburi, I'm like, really? And the more times I came, the more times it was, then it was me saying, let's go to Aburi, because it was easier to go to. When I came, there was, I think it was 10 regions of Ghana, and I did about 9 of them in the times that I was coming. I've been up to Mole National Park. There's animals here, wonderful elephants. There's a whole, sanctuary of animals up there, and it's a lovely drive. But the roads were bad. So the drive has got better, and now there's an airport. There's an airport at Tamale, so you get to Tamale, and then you take the drive. And the road.
What's the thing that makes you smile most about living in Ghana?
I've lived in Ghana for 7 years, and it means I've lived in different areas. The area I'm in now, when I wake up, I smile. I actually rush to watch the sun come up, and I work from my office, my home office, to watch the sun go down and to see the beauty that is this country. This country is so beautiful. There's so many amazing things here. From the waterfalls, I just need to walk up the mountain and I can hear waterfalls. I can see waterfalls. I said about Mole, you've got the animals. It's a wonderful road trip. You can go to the western region and you can see dolphins. You can see a dolphin up here. You can see dolphins, the whales. They all come up from South Africa when the waters get warmer, and they come around September, October time. And I've told Ghanaians, like, really? That happens?
I didn't know that, really?
That's the western region.
Wow.
You get to Inzima, you get to Cape 3 Point. It's just, it really is. So explore. Come and do your exploring, and then find out where you want to live. I'm going to Pram Pram this weekend, and I haven't been to Pram Pram since COVID, but I'm really looking forward to it. And it's about discovering, what's here, and then finding where suits you. Where I am now suits me. I love looking at the mountains. I love the air. It gets a bit cold, which reminds me of home, which is the UK. But I've got the sunshine, and I've got a great tribe of people. My tribe are my life. If I didn't have a tribe, I couldn't stay here, which was the issue I had with Sierra Leone. I have my tribe of people who keep me going. They nurture me, they challenge me, they irritate me, they love me. They look after me, they give me opportunities, I give them opportunities. It's this community. It's like the Ubuntu. You know, it's about give and take. And my life's about giving and taking. That's why I'm a connector. I like bringing people to opportunities I know about that they may not know about. And I like opportunities that they invite me into as well. And if you've got that kind of personality, Ghana will really fit you because everyone needs something. So you all need a connector that just helps them get access to things. And there's lots.
Okay. Anybody got any comments? What they see? What they think about it? Any comments? Okay. Just trying to keep everybody informed. This is like here is like a need to know thing. I've been screaming this since day one, and now I got a second witness right here about what I've been saying all along. Here we go.
Today, what I want to talk to y'all about is smart cities. Okay, that's where we headed. That's where we're going. This is why you see all the smart this, smart that. They start small so that they can massage that idea into your head. So pay attention to the Netflix movies, it's just crazy how Fast and Furious 9 somehow they ended up in space. So they take movies that got a lot of influence and they implement these ideas into these movies. So a lot of times it's not about the movies, it's about putting ideas out there in our head. But smart cities, this is one of the reasons why all this, what is going on. Feel me? This great reset. People don't give a damn about us, man. At the end of the day, it's all about money. They care more about money than people. Trust me when I tell you. From the shit they put in food, from the way they build cars, from the way they do everything. Everything is for money. I told you, business is your father, religion is your mother. Now, smart cities, what's going to happen? Right now in Singapore, they have what they call smart cities, right? We're talking about being able to walk into a store with no clerk, right? But by you putting in your card, they know you're the one that's in the store. So anything that happens in the store, you're responsible for. Basically, they'll know every fucking thing you do. Not only will they know what you do, they will control everything you do. You don't understand when I say everything. I mean, they can literally just end your whole your life like this for its resources. Cut your money off, lock you out your house, cut off your gas, cut off, they can do half that shit right now. But smart cities are going to screw us up so bad because there's nowhere in the city you can do nothing. And a lot of y'all might say, well, that's a good thing. It's bullshit. Everything that's used against you that can be positive can also be negative. Remember, they weaponize everything. And I don't think y'all get it when I say weaponize. Okay? They build things, right? So that they can weaponize it against us. Right? And we thinking, everything evolving, it's this, isn't. No. We're gonna be a shit creep. You think that you can hide now, but you damn near can't now. You won't be able to when these smart cities pop up. And I'm speaking about all the things that they're gonna weaponize. If it was for the good, okay, good, great. But we all know it's not. I'm talking about these folks is going to be able to know what's in your refrigerator, because even right now they got refrigerators where you can hook them on Wi-Fi and you can see what's in your refrigerator as well as they can too. Same way with the ring bells. Oh, you can see ring bells, oh, they can too. You're on the grid. Anything that's on the fucking grid, anything that's connected by Wi-Fi or connected, period. The grid is connection. Decentralized, or centralizing, it's centralizing everything, meaning you're on the grid. Teslas, I just did a video about this with the Tesla car. They know where you're going. They know when you're going to get there. They can shut the car off anytime they get ready. They can control everything about you. You think you got freedom. You never had it. And you damn sure ain't going to have it going into the future with these smart cities. So you have to understand, if we sit back and allow this to happen, and all I'm saying is us as people, we need some type of committee. We need some type of voice. But we sit back and let these people do absolutely any fucking thing they want to us because we are not together. Okay? You got people that's going to apply with it because, like I say, the issue it doesn't bother them or they don't give a damn until the issues knocks at their front door. But what I'm telling y'all, as a whole, we all up shit creek. And yeah, people going to be like, oh, we got this going and that's going. Ooh, man, let me tell you something, man. If you don't realize what's going on now and why the world is where it is, as far as being centralized from our monies to our everyday use of just life in general, we're gonna be so controlled, so you won't be at their mercy. They're gonna be able to walk in your house, which they can damn near do now, and do whatever they want. You can't lock your door because they control everything is on the fucking grid. Do you understand what the grid is? Everything that you think about, they know. Everything you shop online, they know. They know everything about you. And he who controls the data controls the people. They control the food, our food source, our money source. They control all our natural resources. You don't understand. You can't survive without these natural resources. And it's crazy. We just sit back and don't do nothing. And I'm not saying everybody, but there's groups out there that's coming together, forming together. And I know at the end of the day, we all need to come together. We need to detach. Because these smart cities are going to fuck us up. They're going to control your kids. They're going to know what you did and what you didn't do. They're going to know where you at all times in that smart city. They're going to be able to track you, which they can damn near do now. You know what I'm saying? That's another reason for the you know what, to be able to track you. So at the end of the day, man, I just want y'all to understand these smart cities are coming here. They are already being developed in Singapore and other places right now as we speak, China. And just know, man, we will be on a point system. Just like
right. So like I was saying before, when you understand what he's saying, that's why you see all the turmoil, them uprooting everybody out of their normal habitation. You know, where the people live for people live for hundreds of years. Now all of a sudden you see all these people being uprooted because they just about finished with what they're doing over there with Africa, with all the smart cities and that whole road and belt initiative thing. And so they in the process of running everybody over there. And not only that, like I said, you think that they made some money off America, that ain't gonna be nothing compared to what the money they expecting to make over what they're getting ready to do. Which is like you said, reset. And the reset gonna be they're gonna uproot everybody and have them, they want everybody in Africa, in that area, on the African plate, where all these cities they setting up. Yeah. Let this got about a minute.
Credit card system where when you do good, you get amenities. When you do bad, you can't do stuff like can't go places. You won't be able to travel. You won't be able to own real estate. You won't be able to have a business just based off your credit score. As a human, you're having a human credit score. But like I say, a lot of stuff people not gonna believe. Just do your own research. But I'm telling you, once these cities are formed, same way you see on these movies. You know what I'm saying? Same thing you see in Netflix and the same thing you see on these movies coming out of Hollywood is gonna be exactly that.
Right.
You're not gonna be able to get in the city. You're not gonna be able to get out the city. You're gonna be controlled. And all of us gonna be walking around dumbfounded like we don't know what the fuck going
on. Okay. Any comment?
I guess some folks will fall for the okie doke, but that don't mean everybody will. Everybody don't fit in the same box.
Okay, Shalom. Okay, well, can you expound on that? Hello?
I said that's not for everybody. Everybody don't fit in the same box. One size don't fit all. Sure, they're going to be in control of some people, but that don't mean
right. Yeah.
But that don't mean they gonna be feeding to them smart cities either.
Right, exactly, right, right. Yeah, well, see, they so comfortable with they've been dictating what we do for so long. They just assume that everybody gonna be just like cattle or sheep and just gonna go right where they want them to go, but not taking into consideration the awakening. That's what's gonna cause the problems. The Israelites being awakened, and they ain't going for it.
Right.
Yeah. So, but most people is they going for the okie doke. So they are brainwashed, brain dead. Yeah.
But a lot of people are not going for the hokey pokey. They was expecting everybody just to follow along and go for it.
Right. Exactly. Exactly.
And they coming hard on that. They trying to make it mandatory.
Oh yeah. Right. They gonna make it mandatory. It's coming.
Right.
Right. It just ain't gonna, like I said, the Most High got them in a catch-22 because he want, that's where he want everybody at. He said that they was gonna all gather at the Valley of Decision, which is in the Middle East, which is Megiddo. So all they doing is just what he said. What's been prophesied. They gathering all the people over there, like he said. They doing it for one reason, but y'all got them doing it for another reason because uh, that's where we got to be at. That's where we came from. But they so hell bent on they so hell bent on and greedy on money and wealth. They can't see that it's a booby trap. You know.
I
Yeah.
I also think um Brother Leonard, you need to probably make provisions for a bigger class because I've invited some folks to the class, and if this here,
Okay.
yeah, if this is limited, I'm gonna give
Yeah.
whoever need to know the phone number to add to the list because there's a brother that moved here from South Carolina just up and moved because of the stuff going on in his home. He says his mom don't even know God. So, but he does. Okay, we have
Okay.
station. So, but anyway, so I'll
Yeah.
let
I'm getting ready to go. Yeah, I'm getting ready to go over to Zoom. So
oh,
yeah,
okay.
I've been messing with everything, trying to get it situated where I can work my way through it to a class. Yeah.
Thank you.
All right. Anybody else? Okay. I got this. We're gonna listen to this. It's got to do with why was the Book of Enoch removed? So I'm gonna deal with that first before then I'm gonna read some couple chapters out of Enoch. But I saw this video and it was why was the Book of Enoch removed? So I'm gonna play some of it and we're gonna talk about it and then play the rest of it and talk about it. You get it. Shalom. Shalom, family. We want to talk with you all about the Book of Enoch and why it was removed from the scriptures. The Book of Enoch has some very deep mysteries in it, and those mysteries tie into these last days. So I would tell everyone that's listening to this message to go out and purchase yourself a copy of the Book of Enoch. Okay. Yes, it's very important that we get into this information because, again, it's very telling of what's happening in the last days. We shouldn't be afraid of knowledge. That's right.
We'll go out and get any other book, novel, or college book, and they teach all kinds of stuff. But when it comes to things like this, we tend to shy away from it.
That's right.
Because we've heard something and we just don't want to deal with it. And one of those things that people are so afraid to deal with is some of the content in the book of Enoch.
That's right.
In particular, we're going to talk about Noah and his appearance. Now, according to the book of Enoch, Noah was, he had white skin, colorful eyes, and blonde hair. Okay, that was Noah. But it's not that people are afraid of, because if that's all it was, then we wouldn't have no problems, right? Everybody would be okay. Let's get the book of Enoch out there to the world. It's the other information, which we brought this out in Whited Out Part 1, and some of you may have missed it. But when you really pay attention to the part that is really of concern to people, what's really going on is when Noah's parents responded in fear, that's really why they didn't want this book out there. Because then you'll start to say, why would they respond in fear? If Noah's parents were white, why would they be afraid of a white baby?
That's
so
right.
Then something else is going on, right?
That's right.
So it should be a big hallelujah for Prophets of Awakening, because see where they going, right? They're going off again, just like the last person we was dealing with. They're going off. So I'm gonna ask everybody again: is Noah white?
Nah.
Negative.
Is he albino?
Nah.
Negative.
Okay, so I made a statement. Like I said, a lot of stuff I have to come back around to it, because and let it ferment. So she said that Noah's parents was black. They was people of color. So they got alarmed when they saw that Noah was white, right? That's the assumption they thinking, but we know he wasn't white. So, like I was telling you before, how you rightly divided. So now I go back to the story of Cain. Okay. Was Cain Adam's son?
No.
Okay. The serpent was cursed. What do curse mean?
Take away the melon.
Okay. So Cain was white. That's what they've done. Cain was white. So let me read it to you. Let me give you a little shock and awe. So look at this. See, so we know it wasn't Noah wasn't white. So look what she says. Verse chapter 4 says, and Adam knew no, that's not it. Let me see. It says, okay. Let me see on that. All right, yeah, chapter 4, verse 1. It says, and Adam knew his wife Eve, and she conceived and bore a son, and said, look at this. So when the son was born, she said, I have gotten a man from the Lord. See that? So we're going to remember that and what they're going to say here in a minute about the watches. So she says right here, and Adam knew his wife Eve, and she conceived and bore Cain. And then she said, after he was born, after she saw him, I have gotten a man from the Lord. Then two, when he came out, I got a man from the Lord. Then two, and she again bore, continued in birth, and she again bore his brother Abel, and Abel was a keeper of sheep, Cain was a tiller of the ground. So watch this. Now watch what they say. Watch the conversation.
Something else is going on. Noah was not white as a European. Okay, Noah was white as in albino. Okay,
right.
So when his parents saw him, the scripture actually says that they responded in fear. They were like, is this our child? He looks like one of the children of the angels.
See that? So what is Lucifer? Is Lucifer an angel?
Yes.
Yes.
Was he cursed?
Yes.
Yes.
See that? It's Cain. Let me flip the story around. Like I told you, they say that Noah was a drunk before the flood. I mean, after the flood, but he wasn't no drunk for the flood. So they denigrated the Lord of hosts. They denigrated our forefathers. They turned around and denigrated that. We found out Job is an Edomite, and he was counseling the Pharaoh on how to reduce the population of the other male Israelites in Egypt. Now they got a whole book on Job. So they didn't denigrated our forefathers and they didn't raise theirs up. They got Negroes quoting Josephus. Josephus a Edomite. Okay, see what I'm saying? So, like I say, let that firm made though. So the story that happened with Cain, they stuck it over there on Noah. All this happened with Cain when she saw him. You know, that's what it is. So you say, what are you talking about? Well, let's look at it again. Well, let's go to Genesis again. So not only did Yahweh didn't have no problem with this. Look at it. I'm in chapter 4. Genesis chapter 4. Okay. Chapter 4, verse 16 says, and Cain went out from the presence of the Lord. See that? He went away from him, right? From the presence of the Lord and from Adam and dwelt in the land of Nod on the east of Eden. Then Cain knew his wife, she conceived and bore Enoch. See that? So this is a whole other lineage. Yahweh is separated. You go to Genesis chapter 5, and it says the descendants of Adam. And it says, this is the book of the generation of Adam. In the day that God created man, and likeness God created him, male and female. That's the 6th day man. Created he them and blessed them and called their names Adam in the day when he created them. Then verse 3, this Adam, the man Adam. And Adam lived 130 years and he begot a son. See that? In his likeness, after his image, and called his name Seth. And the days of Adam, after he had begotten Seth, were 800 years, and he begot sons and daughters. So Cain killed Abel. So Cain killed Abel, and then he went back to replace Abel, and he got Seth. Adam ain't in this lineage. He been separated. He ain't in there. You got it. The Most High put Cain lineage over here in chapter 4, starting at verse 16, all the way to 2 Cain. He separated him from Adam's sins because Adam ain't none of his father. So my point is, Adam ain't got no problem with it that he separated because so what happened? When he was born, the way he looked, they know. Adam the one said he ain't got nothing, he don't look like us. It's Cain, the story they stuck on Noah, is come from Cain. So like I said, all I can do is divulge the information, and then, you know, Yahweh in heaven get an increase. I just got to divulge the information. So we're going to keep moving. Anybody got comments before I turn it back on? Okay.
He does not look like mankind. His skin is white, his eyes are colorful, and his hair is blonde.
See that?
That's right.
Did y'all hear what we just said?
So they're giving all the answers. They just can't connect the dots. So what color does J-Fat have? Okay, what color the Europeans? The Greeks?
Blonde.
Blonde. What color their eyes? Blue.
Blue.
Blonde hair, blue eye, blue and green. So Noah supposedly Noah was light skin with funny looking eyes. Right? Noah supposed to have white skin and funny looking eyes. It ain't him. It's Cain the one who had the blonde hair and the funny looking eyes. The Most High, he the one with the blonde hair and the blue eyes, funny looking eyes, and because that's where they got it from. It ain't from Noah. Okay, the very opposite of what Most High formed on the ground when he formed Adam was a dark-skinned man, dark brown-skinned man with brown eyes, piercing brown eyes, woolly hair, full of melanin. The opposite of that is no melanin in you, funny looking eyes, serpentine looking eyes. The serpent came in the garden, blonde hair, dead hair. Blonde hair, dead hair, no life in it. Our hair got life in it. It's react just like the trees and the grass react to the sun. Our hair do the same thing. Antennas. So the opposite of that is Cain, not Noah. Okay. Comments. Okay.
That's right.
In the book of Enoch, it says he does not look like mankind. He looks like one of the children of the angels.
That's right.
Who did we just describe here? That's why they wanted those books removed.
Yeah.
Because when you start to think about what Noah's parents, Lamech and his mom, were really afraid of, they weren't used to seeing white people at that time. So they responded in fear. They had to go inquire. They said, we need you to ask the Most High, what is this my wife is giving birth to?
They thought he was one of the children of the fallen.
Because that was during...
Because they were seeing the fallen angels, the children of the fallen angels.
Yeah.
So he was like, man, this child, my wife has begotten, looked like one of the fallen angels. It's one of the children of the fallen angels. So he was really concerned about that, you see.
And notice the scripture says, as it was in the days of Noah, it's going to be just like that in the end times.
In the end times, that's right.
Just like that in the end times. So what was going on in the days of Noah? You have the sons of...
So let's look at that. When Satan was kicked out, when the third angels kicked out with him?
Right.
Okay, so everybody else, when Manasseh showed when Manasseh was in the temple trying to make the sacrifices, doing the most, he wasn't supposed to be in there. He cursed him, you know. And he cursed Elijah's servant, Gehazi. He cursed Miriam. So what they did was minor. So he didn't kick they didn't rebel against him in heaven. He kicked the serpent out, cursed him. You think he didn't curse those other 1/3 angels? He cursed him. So now everything lined up. Now they say he looked like the fallen ones. That's why the fallen ones white. Most identifying them, just like when Cain killed Abel, we turn them white for everybody else. When they see him, they identify him. So that's Cain, the one that came out white. Just like Noah cursed Canaan when he found out what Japheth had done. He cursed Canaan in the womb. So let that family, let me see what this brother talking about. It says, Shalom, Shabbat Shalom, family. I read it different because in the book of Enoch it says his eyes are open and he lit up the whole room. So to me, that's a reference to Moses, Exodus 34:29. Let me see what you're talking about. Okay. Exodus 34:29-35. Okay. It's okay. It says and the holy garment of Aaron shall be his sons after him, to be anointed therein and to be consecrated in them. And that son that is says, and that son that is priest in his stead shall put them on 7 days. And when he cometh into the tabernacle of the congregation to minister in the holy place, and thou shalt take the ram and the consecration and see his flesh in the holy place, and Aaron and his sons shall eat the flesh of the ram. Okay, let me see if I'm right here. Eat the flesh of the ram and the bread that is in the basket by the door of the tabernacle of the congregation, and they shall eat those things wherein the atonement was made, consecrated and to sanctify them. But a stranger shall not eat thereof, because they are holy. And if aught the flesh of the consecration of the bread remain until the morning, then thou shalt burn the remainder with fire, and it shall not be eaten, because it is holy. And thus thou shalt do unto Aaron and his sons according to all things which I have commanded thee. 7 days shalt thou consecrate it. So I'm in the right place. Oh, 34. My bad. Okay, 34. 29 through 35. Okay, says, God, and it came to pass when Moses came down from Mount Sinai with the 2 tablets of the testimony in Moses' hand, when he came down from the mount, that Moses was not, that the skin of his flesh shone while he talked with him. And when Aaron and all the children of Israel saw Moses, behold, the skin of his face shone, and they were afraid to come nigh him. And Moses called unto them, and Aaron and all the rulers of the congregation returned unto him. And Moses talked with them. And afterwards all the children of Israel came nigh, and he gave them in commandments all that the Lord had spoken with him in the mount. And till Moses had done speaking with them, he put a veil on his face. But when Moses went in before the Lord to speak with him, he took the veil off until he came out. And he came out and spake unto the children of Israel that which he had commanded. And the children of Israel saw the face of Moses, that the skin of Moses' face shined. Moses put the veil upon his face again until he went to speak to him. So that's I mean, you know, I see what you're saying, but that's different than them saying he albino. They're saying if he albino, it's something wrong. They say his skin was white like snow, albino. And it says when he turned Miriam's white, her skin was white like snow. When he told Moses to take his hand out of his put it in his garment and take it out, his hand was white like snow. So that's different. So what that is right there, if you go back to the fiery flying serpents, right? They shining. That's what Lucifer was shining. Why? Because they in the presence of the Most High. And the Most High put this anointing on them where they can be in his presence. That's different. So Moses is up there 40 days and 40 nights. And in order for him to deal with Moses, he had to put that on Moses in order for Moses to deal with him. And like I was saying, even when he tells you about when he said he saw Lucifer fall, he said before Lucifer fell, he remember seeing him walking up and down the stones of fire. That's these other angels. These shiny ones, they call them. Because it's some kind of sheen or fire that's on them, and they have to have that on them in order to be in the presence of the Most High. Even the seven, Michael, Gabriel, and Raphael, they made out of fire. And the reason they made out of fire is to be able to be in the Most High presence. But the clown that concocted whatever happened with Moses in the book of Enoch, he trying to say Moses white, and then Moses got funny looking eyes. You know. And so let's look at that. Let's go in a little deeper, because Enoch, which what we're gonna read in a minute, Enoch was so righteous he was taken up. So why he wasn't born shining and talking to the Most High when he was born. He the one. He said no other man like Moses. I mean, like Enoch. He was already ordained simply from the fact that he was the seventh from Adam. The Most High dealing seven. So why he ain't was born talking, come out the womb talking, shining? Yeah. So that's what that is. That's a trick of the devil, and they talking about albino. That's a defect. See? Yeah. Any comments? Question? Okay.
They really done a doozy on our books.
Oh yeah, right. But it's getting exposed. Like I said, a lot of stuff, it's gonna the way that it got to be. It's first got to be revealed. Then it got to let it ferment. let the Most High put it together and let it click in your mind, because it's so wicked. Really, it's so wicked as hell what they done. But once the dots get connected, you just gotta let it ferment. Don't take what I say. Just let it ferment and look at it. And like I say, do research.
Which were the angels coming in unto the daughters of men,
That's right.
and they were producing children with them. Now, a lot of you say, well, they were producing giants. That was the mutation back then.
That's
Okay,
right.
Just because they're not giant-like babies being born doesn't mean anything. Because remember, and they probably had some normal-sized children too, because that's why Noah's parents were like, he looks like one of the children of the angels.
That's right.
But Noah went on to have 3 black sons.
Yeah.
That's right.
Which again, we explained a lot of things.
So think about that. That ain't how DNA works. DNA don't work like that. You jump over there and have a man glowing, his skin glowing and shining, eyes shining out of the room, talking when he come out the womb. Then all of a sudden now the DNA back over here having regular kids. And now one of them boys shining and glowing. Eyes shining all over the room, but all of a sudden DNA go back. DNA don't work like that. You gotta, like I said, you go in an Indian tent, in an Indian village, and see little kids with afros. It's a Negro somewhere in one of them tents. Simple as that. They ain't getting no afros just for the hell of it. And doing the jig. They dancing and doing the jig, doing the moonwalk and all that, because it's a Negro in one of them tents. It's simple as that. Just like Esau. Esau ain't got no red hair all over just for the hell of it. She did something happened with Rebecca with one of these red-headed giants. And then the hoodwinked. Yeah.
This in White It Out Part 1.
And after some days, my son Methuselah took a wife for his son Lamech, and she became pregnant by him and bore a son. And his body was white as snow, and red as the blooming of a rose. And the hair of his head and his long locks were white as wool, and his eyes beautiful. And when he opened his eyes, he lighted up the whole house like the sun. And the whole house was very bright. And thereupon he arose in the hands of the midwife, opened his mouth, and conversed with the Lord of righteousness. And
then, so another thing too, like I said before, it's not. It's hammer time. You know what I'm saying? So we can't sit around fumbling with knowledge. It's be at the end. So come on, look at that albino. Come on. So now all of a sudden he highly more intelligent and all that than the man the Most High formed on the ground with his descendants. No, it's a defect. But now all of a sudden, like I told you about the other story with the boy with the Down syndrome. Gabriel in town, he been all around town healing people and doing all kind of stuff at night, and nobody don't know it's him. But the little boy with the Down syndrome know who he is. Come on, man. Ain't how it works. So now, like I said, you can turn on go to YouTube and click on albinoism, rabbit, goat, or elephant. He all by himself somewhere because he ain't working right. All the dots ain't connecting for him. He ain't right. And then he ain't gonna last long. So what's holy about that? There's something wrong.
his father Lamech was afraid of him and fled, and came to his father Methuselah, and he said unto him, I have begotten a strange son, diverse from and unlike man, and resembling the sons of God in heaven. And his nature is different, and he is not like us. And his eyes are as the rays of the sun, and his countenance is glorious. And it seems to me that he is not sprung from me, but from the angels. And I fear that in his day the wonder may be wrought on the earth. And now, my father, I am here to petition thee and implore thee that thou mayest go to Enoch, our father, and learn from him the truth.
Okay. Comments? We at the halfway mark.
Yeah, they're trying to blur the lines.
Right.
That's
exactly.
Cain's line.
Oh, yeah, that's exactly what it is.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, that's how I'm
Right.
thinking too. Trying to get it twisted up there.
Right, right. Like I said, they cover it, they smooth covered over the story with Ham, Shem, and Japheth. Got you thinking, hey, you may know Noah's sons. All you gotta do is look at it. They ain't none of Noah's sons. Because even to this day, they separated from each other. Chinese ain't trying to do nothing with the African or the Hebrew. He ain't got no relationship to no Hebrew. He ain't got nothing to do with no Hebrew. And so you got to go all the way back. If they doing it today, they were doing it all the way back then. They ain't got no connection. There's something else going on. So ain't no connection to us. Then J-Fat, blonde hair and blue eyes. We done went for that. Come on, man.
We all know that they're still considered black, even with the presence of white skin. This albino offspring is still capable of producing children with normal brown skin. This was the case of Noah. Noah was a black albino man with a black wife and had black children, and we will prove this. Notice how Noah's father Lamech responded to him at his birth. He responded in abject fear. He wondered why his son's skin was white. He questioned if he was the child of angels, and doubted that he even belonged to him. His concern was that his son looked nothing like him or his wife.
There was something that took place in the world that brought about the lighter populations.
That's right.
And if you start to study, instead of just running off of feelings and emotions and act.
So what brought about the lighter population?
Curses.
Sin.
There you go. There you go. The curses. The Mosaic cursing folks. That's what brought about the lighter population. The melanin is what he breathed in Adam. The melanin is a light source. The melanin is the sun is dangerous. Ask any white person about the sun. Sun dangerous. So the melanin is what he breathed in Adam. That's what made him dark skinned. That's what protected him from the sun, protecting him from the elements. It even at birth. I was telling you about when the fetus is in the fallopian tube, that melanin, the pomegranate secrete extra melanin. It comes down through the blood and covers that fetus and form over it is a system within itself and causes the fetus for you to have a perfect. It's like Yah. It's like Yah being there. It causes you to have 5 fingers, 5 toes, and everything come out right. Woolly hair, brown skin, brown eyes. That's what the melanin in there. So you say, what are you talking about? Well, the giants lacking the melanin, look what they got. 6 toes, 6 fingers, all kind of stuff. Horn coming out one side of the head. One ear on one side and a horn on the other side. Because of lack of melanin. Melanin is a God gene. That's why he said when Cain killed Abel, his blood crying out. That's the life source that's in the blood. Is the melanin. That's why he don't want you drinking it. Okay?
At one point they used to tell us that red hair meant something was wrong with the person.
Yeah, all that, but they didn't turn it to the good. They didn't turn it to good on and got us brainwashed and got us thinking something wrong with us. But it's something wrong with them. And the signs all over them, but they didn't hear it. Right. Ain't no most high grafting no Gentile in nowhere. That's a lie from the pits of hell.
Will see for yourself. Even so-called white people say that they are children of the angels. Look up Jay-Z Knight.
Yeah, they always call themselves, "This my little angel, my little angel."
Yeah,
they've been saying that for the longest. All you gotta do is look up the word Anglo-Saxon.
Mm-hmm. And just look it up, period. Many of them already know that they are children of the angels.
That's right. This
is not a joke. This is not hate speech. This is.
You see what I'm saying? Like you said, right? It's not hate speech, but you saying you understand that they're children of angels. Well, how is that? How is Noah? How is you going for that? That Noah was white. If you see all this, like you can't see the Noah that there's a lie, that there's a hook. Okay.
This is information that a lot of people are aware of. And this is information that a lot of white people are proud of. And so we're just telling you, especially our people, to, instead of getting angry and upset when you hear these things and thinking that we're preaching out of the side of our neck, why don't you just research the stuff, okay? There is a reason why they wanted these books removed, because there were other things that were talked about in the book of Enoch as well. You see, instead of running from these books in fear, study the stuff, and so it'll start to make sense what you see happening in the world today.
That's right.
Everything will start to make sense if you did start to study these other books.
That's right. You know, it's a lot of information in the book of Enoch that tells you about these fallen ones, these fallen angels, and the children, and the things that the fallen angels brought into the world. Yeah. They brought a lot of the wicked inventions and stuff you see in the world today is here because of the fallen angels.
Yes.
Do you know how many people have actually entertained fallen angels and have gotten the ideas of making all these kind of gadgets and things that we even deal with on a regular basis?
Yes.
Look at some of the stuff that they're doing. The stuff that they're doing now is incredible. Technology is absolutely incredible right now. If I were to take some of this technology back 100 years, people wouldn't believe it. Okay, they got holograms now that they can put a person right in your room there.
Right. So let's look at that, because I was you go back. I don't know who knows anything about that, but you remember the scientists that Hitler had with him. Hitler was coming up with all this. They even accredited the flying saucers to Hitler and to those scientists he had with him. Right. Okay. What was they doing? They was occultists, like I told you about. They was occultists. They was dealing with the occult. So what is the occult about? These are the giants. When these giants died, that spirit, the Most High told you, it became a wicked spirit upon the earth, because that spirit came to sin to heaven. It didn't come from heaven. It was born upon the earth. So the body died, the spirit's still here, and wandering and entering in people, and, you know, causing people to do this and that. So these coaches hit the combined esoteric knowledge, occultism, and the what they was doing with the Celts and Merlin and all them, the Druids. He combined all that. He was summoning them. He was summoning them demons and wicked spirits from the giants. And they that's how they was getting all this rocket technology and all the stuff they was doing. They was summoning the demons. Back to what the Most High, Lord of Hosts, keep telling you. Lord of Hosts keep telling you over and over again, for my name's sake, what is his name? Hell, we don't know. But why we don't know? They didn't hear that. Because when you call him by his name, he gonna come. So he been hid. So they know the names. They know these names. So they doing this occult magic and all this and calling these demonic spirits. And they coming into them. And that's how they coming up with all this stuff. They coming up with it. They know how to do all this. Go ahead. What you say?
I was just gonna say that them scientists, you know, that they took from Germany and brought over here.
Yeah,
Project that doing that MK Ultra.
Right. It came from. Right. It came from Germany. Yeah, they're probably what they call it, Project Paper. They brought like 5,000 of those German scientists over here. That was the whole reason they went over here. That's the whole reason America got in the war, to go get them.
Yes.
Right.
So realistically, Germany did win the war.
Right. Exactly. Right. Exactly. And they're using all that technology. That's why as soon as they got them scientists, the technology in America skyrocketed. You know, so that's what it is, and they're still dealing with them. Like I said before, they made a mistake with people not understanding when you're dealing with internal beings. They still here, so they made a blunder. They made a big blunder in Egypt. You know, they went and got Job and all them to give them counsel on how to get rid of the Israelites, but they didn't get rid of them. They blundered, but now they got it down pat. 3,500 years, 4,000 years later, they got it down pat. They know how to do it. That's why the Most High got to come back and cut them off. You know just how to do it now. They got thousands and thousands of Israelites right now being aborted every day. And they ain't talking about the ones getting shot down and they didn't dumped all these drugs and guns in our neighborhoods and they dying like flies. They already know. They know just how to get rid of us now. And tap in on it. When they found out about the pineal gland at Vietnam, when they was bringing those soldiers back, doing those autopsies on those black soldiers, pineal gland was still working, sitting up, blown, fluorescent, still alive. Beside the soldier, he did. When they got that information, that was it. It was a wash. Okay? Any comment? Play a little more of this.
And you would think that person was really there, or you would think he was like a ghost of a person in your room. There, they got this kind of ability.
And you can converse with this hologram.
Yeah, converse with it and everything. You see, they got this kind of technology now. Yeah. So we got to look at all of this stuff. This stuff came from the fallen angels. Yeah. They the one that set the pace for all of these things that you see going on. Of course, with Satan guiding them and doing this thing, they working in hand in hand with the devil. That's why the scripture calls them the children of Satan. It says that he said, you are of your father the devil because you want to do the work of your father, which was wicked. See? Yes. So basically, it gets deep. Look at the book of Enoch. Read the book of Enoch. It tells you about some very, very deep things.
So when you look in the New Testament even, it says, be careful how you entertain strangers because some have entertained angels unawares.
Now, get this here. Now, why would Shaul make this statement? Because Shaul, they probably had the book of Enoch back then. I'm telling you, that Paul and all, from what I was reading.
So let's look at this. Who was Shaul? Who was Shaul?
That one of the fallen?
That's Paul.
Okay.
That's Paul. So what they done is they done gave Paul a Hebrew name. You can't get no Hebrew name from Paul. Paul has a European name. Ain't no Hebrew name for Paul. Just like there ain't no Hebrew name for John.
I didn't know that one.
Huh? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah. That's why I stopped it. Because we going all the way in. I'm trying not to leave now. No rock unturned. So that's what he's saying. Now Paul got a Hebrew name. And John, Jehochanan. See that? John, the Greek name for John is Cerinthius. And he got a book. Like I said, go Google it. It'll blow your mind. Cerinthius. That's who wrote John, the book of John, and half of the New Testament. John, and he was in Alexandria, Egypt, where they had the library here, they had our records in, having orgies and getting drunk every day and then writing books, plagiarizing our books, bathhouses, faggots all over the place. That's who he is, Cerinthius. Like I say, Google that. So he gave all them Hebrew names, all these, it's plain to see. Them Europeans ain't no Hebrews named John and Paul, Matthew, them Edomites, Europeans, Anglo-Saxons. Come on.
Book of Enoch was probably something common that a lot of them had. Get this here, okay? Shaul made this statement. He said, though we or an angel, yes, right, preach to you any other message than what we have received, what you have received from us, then let him be accursed. Mm-hmm. Why did you say angel? How come you didn't say if another person come and teach you anything else? He said if an angel even come. Because Paul was fully aware the angels were still doing this thing.
Now you even have the incubus and the succubus spirit, which are demons that one goes in unto men and another goes in unto women. And these are sex demons. You see, right, they deal with people in their sleep. And so the demon world, the spirit world, the angelic world is alive and well. And people.
Yeah, I told you about all that. Let me see what this brother's talking about right quick. So it says NASA scientists has isolated a powdered form of melanin from the fungus to protect astronauts in outer space. Yeah, that's ain't that something? Because I was watching this. I did a lot of research on Egypt. You know, back in the day. You know, Lord Host had me dealing with that. I went into Egypt and dealing with it. So, those stones. You know, all this super heavy stuff. They're saying that they can't even they don't have equipment today to move. They're saying that those fallen angels and those angels and those giants had developed a powder that they had developed because like I said, they supernatural. They on you had angels that was over dealing with snow and angels dealing with rain. They knew they highly intelligent. They knew the backside of the technology. On the other side of the breakdown of it. So they had developed this powder. If they can throw this powder on a 20-ton rock and then make it light, make it move. It's amazing that you're saying that. So they ain't, it ain't like they just came up with it. They've been had that. They've been had the technology, right? And yeah, they said they had found some of it in one of those. If I'm not mistaken, it was in King Tut tomb. They found some of it, but something happened on the way over here when they was traveling with it, and it disintegrated or something happened with it, but they never got supposedly never got the ingredients of it. But it was a powder they can put on stuff and make it super, super light, no matter how heavy it was. Is that so?
Brother Leonard, do you think it's possible that they have like art things like the clothes that was given to Adam and Eve and uh like in Jasher? I wanted
Right.
you to check out if you could read Jasher 77:36 through 51.
Okay. 77.
Right.
Okay. 36 through 51. Okay. It says, and he saw, and behold, a man Moses was living in the dungeon, standing upon his feet, praising and praying to the God of his ancestors. And Rahul commanded Moses be brought out of the dungeon. So they shaved him, and he changed his prison garment and ate bread. And afterwards, Moses went into the garden of Rahul, which was behind the house, and he there prayed to the Lord his God, who had done mighty wonders for him. And it was that while he prayed, he looked opposite him, and behold, a sapphire stick was placed in the ground, which was planted in the midst of the garden. And he approached the stick and looked, and behold, the name of the Lord God of hosts was engraved thereon, written and developed upon the stick. And he said, and he read it, stretched forth his hand, and he plucked it like a forest tree from the stick, and the stick was in his hand. And this is a stick with which all the works of our God were performed after he had created heaven and earth, and all the hosts of heaven, seas and rivers and their fishes. And when God had driven Adam from the Garden of Eden, he took the stick in his hand, and he went and tilled the ground from which it was taken. And the stick came down to Noah and was given to Shem and his descendants until it came into the hands of Abraham the Hebrew. And when Abraham had given all he had to his son Isaac, he also gave to him the stick. And when Jacob had fled to Paneram, he took it into his hand. And when he returned to his father, he had not left it behind him. Also, when he went down to Egypt, he took it into his hands and gave it unto Joseph, one portion above his brethren, but Jacob had taken it by force from his brother Esau. And after the death of Joseph, the nobles of Egypt came into the house of Joseph, and the stick came into the hands of Rahul the Midianite. And when he went out of Egypt, he took it in his hands and planted it in the garden. And all the mighty men of the Kenites tried to pluck it from when they endeavored to get Zipporah, his daughter, but they were unsuccessful, right? So that the stick remained planted in the garden of Raoul until he came. Then he came who had the right to and took it. And when Raoul saw that the stick was in the hands of Moses, he wondered at it, and he gave him his daughter Zipporah for a wife. Okay.
When I read that, didn't that remind you of King Arthur?
Right, exactly.
And the sword, that's what, in the Excalibur, that's where they got it from.
Right, exactly.
Because you have to be righteous in order to pull it out.
Right. Right. Well, like he was saying, that Moses was ordained to get it.
Right. So, and it was sapphire.
Right. Notice how it was made out of. So that's
right.
the same thing the Creator standing on. Sapphire stone. Is that something?
Right. So do you think that the Edomites have all our things? Like this? Like the commandments and stuff? Because I was researching it, they were saying that the 10 Commandments were in Ethiopia. I don't know how true that is.
I wouldn't be surprised, but the thing about that is, the ark was the source of the power, so we know that was taken up. The language was taken up, and the ark was taken up. See, that couldn't be left in the hands of wicked folks, because if they destroyed, the earth would have been destroyed. So that was taken up, and not only was that taken up, the language.
So the ark was taken up?
Yeah, it was taken up. It was taken up, and the language was taken up. And then and like I said, just like he scattered us, he scattered the books. The books were scattered. Just like he scattered us. So why? That's how he hid his face from us. The ark is where he come down. The ark is in the Holy of Holies, right?
Right.
He came down on the ark once a year on the Day of Atonement, in between the two cherubs on the ark. So we take the ark with him. He can't come down. And then the language was how he communicated with us. So we don't have the language. We ain't got the ark. So that's how he hid his face. Then we scattered the books. And then
we don't do sacrifices.
Right. And then he took away the flocks and the herds. We can't do no sacrifices. He demanded the fat. The fat from the animal, certain parts of the animal, he demanded to burn that on the altar, and that's how he get his attention. So he took away our source to do that. He took away the knowledge of how to do it, took away the language, and then he took away the all. That's how he hid his face. So we're gonna bring that back. And then that's how we start pick back up where we left off, dealing with him. Not only that, he raised our forefathers that know how to do all that. We ignorant to it. We don't know nothing about it. We blind. The knowledge been taken from us, but it hasn't been taken away from our forefathers. When he resurrected them, the way they went down is the way he raised them up with the proper knowledge. That's the purpose of Elijah. Okay.
Wow, I just, in the movie they didn't mention the staff,
Right.
being like this, how special it is.
Right, they downplayed that.
Right.
And then, so it also goes back to, now you understand how he was able to do what he done with those two lions that the Pharaoh had in front of when he walked up there, it tells you how those two, he took them loose from the chains. They was fierce. Nobody could come in, but Moses walked up there and they turned him into little kittens. They started following him around like little poodles.
Yeah. And then they turned into serpents.
Right, exactly. Ain't that something?
Wow, this is deep.
Oh yeah. So they didn't denigrate all that because of, like I said, they didn't took away our Godhead. Lord of hosts and all that. They denigrated all that just to get JC in the story. That was all taken away, denigrated. Is this song? Okay. Anybody else got anything? I'm gonna play a little more of this, and then I'm gonna read out Enoch.
Want to live in a flat dimension to where they think it's only humans on this earth, but there are other things happening on this earth as well. And back to the incubus and succubus, we've heard testimonies. You know, there's articles and videos where you can look on YouTube, look on the internet, where people are actually saying that these for men, I think it says it will actually kill them if they engage with this demon too much. And for women, they were actually saying that they've been impregnated by this spirit. Yeah. You hear what I'm saying? Impregnated. So when you see movies like Demon Seed and stuff like that, it just might be some truth to that, because the Most High already said in this word. That's right. In Genesis, it says that I will put enmity between thee and the woman, and between thy seed and her seed. Satan has a seed. Yes. Now, you know what's amazing? There was a movie that came out years ago called what was that movie? The Bad Son? No. Entity. Okay, yeah. The Entity. That movie was about this demon that was showing up in this lady's house, raping her all the time. Okay, that's what was going on. That's right. That stuff was, and I'm telling you, I've heard testimonies of women. I'm telling you some strange stuff.
Okay. Anybody got any comments on that? I'm gonna go into the book of Enoch. No comments on that? Okay.
They put it in the movies first.
Right. Yeah. Everything you want to know is right there in the movies. You just got to be zeroed in and be able to write it about. Yeah, they gonna put it right there. They got the Most High put. You got a glitch inside of them where they got to put the information out. It's just that we ain't been zeroed in on it up until now. Now we're starting to figure it out. You know. So yeah, let me get this right here. Let me see, that was it. Okay. Yeah, so I got two different books of Enoch. I'm gonna show you how these people operate. So I'm in the book of Enoch, and it says, I'm thinking this chapter look like 96. It says, there I beheld the Ancient of Days, whose head was white like wool, and with him another, whose countenance resembled that of a man. Right. So we know where they're going. It's supposed to be JC. His countenance was full of grace, like that of one of the holy angels. Then I inquired of one of the angels who went with me and who showed me everything. So let's look at, I want to show you how crazy this is. So it says, there I beheld the Ancient of Days, whose head was white like snow. They denigrating this, because we already know who this is. It says, and with him another, right? So with him another, right?
I'm sorry, what chapter?
It's in Roman numbers, so it's I think it's 96.
No, it's not 96.
Okay. It's an X, L, V, and an I. Okay, 66. See what that is.
And after that, he showed me the angels.
I think that's it.
Okay.
That's it. Yeah, I beheld the Ancient of Days, whose head was white like wool, and with him, somebody say something?
That's 46.
Okay, yeah, 46. Then you got to subtract 10 from the L. Get 46. 46.
Okay, got it.
Yeah, I beheld the Ancient of Days, whose head was white like snow, wool, and with him another. See that? With him another, right? So you see the setup, whose countenance resembles that of a man, right? So we know where they're going. This JC. It said his countenance was full of grace, like that of one of the holy angels. Then I inquired, look at this. Then I'll show you how crazy this is. Then I. Who is the I? Who is that?
Enoch.
Enoch.
It's Enoch. So Enoch was with an angel. He escorted him around heaven, and then he says he saw the Ancient of Days, and then there was another with him. So whoever this man is, Enoch there too, and it's an angel escorting Enoch. Now watch this. Then I inquired of one of the angels. See that? Enoch inquired of one angel who went with me. See that? The me is Enoch, and who showed me every secret thing concerning this son of man. See that? Now watch this. This son of man, that's supposed to be JC. You're gonna see all this was added. You got Negroes gonna be killing each other, or trying to rightly divide this. So it says, and who showed me every secret thing concerning this son of man. Now watch this. Who he is, who he was, whence he was, and why he accompanied the Ancient of Days. Now here go verse 2. And he answered me, the angel answered him. And the angel answered and said unto me, this is the Son of Man to whom righteousness belongs. See that? This is the Son of Man whom righteousness belongs, with whom righteousness has dwelt, and who will reveal all the treasures of that which is concealed. For the Lord of spirits has chosen him, and his portion has surpassed all before the Lord of spirits in everlasting uprightness. Now hold that right there. Now watch this. Now we're still in the book of Enoch. He said Enoch there and his son of man, it ain't Enoch. It's another character, this JC that is plugged that in there. So now we over here in Enoch chapter 72, 71. Let me know when you get it.
Got it.
So I'm starting at verse 15, 71. It says, and they came forth from the house, and Michael, see that? Michael and Gabriel, Raphael, see that over there in the other book, they ain't getting no names. They getting names right here. See? And they came forth from the house, and Michael and Gabriel, Raphael, and Phinehas, these the four right here, they carrying Yah's throne. And many holy angels without number, right? That's the seraphim I told you about, the fiery ones. The third of them left with Michael, with Lucifer. So, and when the head of days, saying with them the head of days, his head white as pure as wool, as the raiment indescribable. And I fell on my face, and the whole body became relaxed, and my spirit was transfigured. I cried with a loud voice with the spirit of power, and blessed and glorified and exalted him. These blessings which went forth out of my mouth were well pleasing before the head of days. And the head of days came with Michael. Look at this. The head of days came with Michael, Gabriel, Raphael, and Phinehas, and thousands of angels without number. Look at this. Now 21 say, now see, they lost it. A lost portion of the text is thought to have been located here. See that they ain't lost it. 22. And the angel who talked with me, see the me is Enoch. See that? Me. The angel who talked with me came to me and greeted me with his voice and said to me, look at this, 23. This is the Son of Man. Enoch is the Son of Man. See that? Enoch is the Son of Man who is born unto righteousness, and righteousness abides over him. See that? And righteousness of the head of days forsake him not. See that? And it says, and he said unto me, he proclaims unto thee peace in the name of the world to come. So Enoch is the son of righteousness. So why is Enoch the son of righteousness? Because he was born, he was born seven from Adam, and then he was so righteous, he was taken up. But over there, these clowns got you Enoch with an angel, and they bring another man who they done plugged in there, JC, and the angel tell Enoch, this man that's with the head of days he's the Son of Man, and righteousness dwell with him, and he's gonna come and straighten everything out later on. See how crazy that is? Get that? Get that registered?
Yeah.
Yeah. So all of a sudden in 46, Enoch with the angel, and the angel see, him and Enoch see another man. But over here in 71, the angel come, all the angels in heaven. They all flock. And Michael, the Lord of hosts, the Lord, the head of days, all of them come, and Enoch come before him. And then he tell them, Enoch is the righteous one. And righteousness gonna abide on him forever. See that? So that lets you know there was a plug over there. They plugged JC in there. Like they did everywhere. Everywhere in the scriptures, they brought him and plugged him in there. He ain't in there. He wasn't in there. They plugged him in there. Okay? Any comments?
That's why they called him the Son of Man, huh?
Right, exactly, because they got it from out of the book of Enoch. Enoch, the Son of Man.
Right.
So when they made him the Son of Man, they had to get rid of the book of Enoch. Because you're gonna go to the book of Enoch and find out Enoch is the Son of Man. And he was so righteous, he was taken up. So everything he doing is, like I said, he born of a virgin and all that, because Horus was born immaculate conceived. That's why he's immaculate conceived. And then all this other stuff he doing is because of what he got it from Enoch. They synchronized all that. They sitting there in Alexandria, Egypt. They got the Egyptian Book of the Dead, and they got our records, and then they got the they records, and they got the Buddhism. Once you understand all that, then you see JC for who he is, what he is, who he is. Like I said, you had 16 people came for him, Dionysus, Horus, and Mithras, and Hercules. All them was born immaculate conceived, born of a virgin. Hercules, Hercules was white. Mama was bathing in the river, and Zeus came down off of the mountain to wash himself in the river, and his semen while he was washing himself, semen came out and got in the water, and it went downstream and went up in the woman. That's how Hercules was conceived. And so when you hear that, you know that's crazy as hell. But we turn right around and listen to that garbage with Mary and Gabriel and all them. All of it garbage. You know, and so like I said, it's that time. These are the times the most I was talking about. You know, and so when when it started coming out, it ain't for everybody. It's the people the Most High said that He's gonna pour His Spirit out on. Let's read that. Yeah. Let that firmate. So He says right here, it ain't for everybody. All Israel ain't Israel. He says right here. Says, yet now hear, O Jacob. See that? Jacob, that's Israel, the descendants of the 12 tribes, my servant, and Israel, whom I have chosen. Thus said the Lord that made thee, formed thee from the womb, which will help thee. See that? He ain't talking about the Chinese and the European and the Macedonian and the Persian. He ain't talking about them. He says, I will help thee, right? Fear not, O Jacob, my servant, and thou Jezreel, whom I have chosen, for I will pour water upon you, him that is thirsty. See that? It's got zeal. See that? And flood upon dry grounds. And I will pour my spirit upon thy seed. See that? A particular group of people. And my blessings upon thine offspring, and they shall spring up as among the grass, as willows by the watercourse. One shall say, I am the Lord's, and another shall call himself by the name of Jacob, and another shall subscribe with his hand unto the Lord, and surname himself by the name of Israel. See that? So they ain't for everybody. So, It's like I said, a lot of it gonna roll off, roll off the back like water on a duck back. They ain't getting it. It ain't making no sense. And so they ain't, that ain't my job. So that's what you're looking at. And the people that Most High dealing with is it's gonna penetrate. It's gonna reverberate. They're gonna go to vibrating, but like I said, all Israel ain't Israel. And you have to understand that. It's a hammer time. And like I just read, he said that he's gonna pour his spirit out, and the spirit gonna do the rest. Spirit gonna do the work. They're gonna retire. It's gonna reverberate within their being, the melody. It ain't nothing nobody doing. If you hearing this and you reacting to it and dealing with it, it ain't nothing special nobody doing. It's hammer time. It's been prophesied. It's written on the heavenly tablet that this day was gonna come. So ain't nothing I'm doing and nobody else doing. Simple as that. Like I said, you telling you, showing you this, or you know what I'm saying, line upon line, precept upon precept. It ain't nothing I wrote. Yeah. You in a pickle. Long as you trying to stick JC in the puzzle, you ain't gonna never get right. Long as you trying to stick him in the puzzle, you gotta go back, get you some green tea or something, and go back and start again, and rightly divide it. Cause as long as you trying to stick him in the puzzle, you ain't gonna make it. You might can't handle that, but you ain't gonna get it right. As long as you trying to stick him in there, he ain't got nothing to do with it. We already got a redeemer. We've been had one from Genesis 1 and 2, verse 2. Let me read that. Show you the redeemer right quick. Then we're gonna close out. We go to redeemer right here. Way back in Genesis 1, verse 2. It says, in the beginning, Yahweh created the heavens and the earth. Verse 2. The earth was without form and void. Darkness was upon the face of the deep. And the spirit, the angel of God. See that? Yahweh in verse 1, and the angel of God moved upon the face of the waters. Yahweh there and his angel, the first one he formed on the water. They moving on the water. Yahweh up in heaven, he moving on the water. A flood just happened. They returned to the earth when they destroyed it from what Satan done. And he on the water. They didn't hoodwink and tricked it off by putting the spirit of God there. But the spirit ain't nothing but a minister. Angel ain't nothing but a minister spirit. That's it. That's the Lord of hosts. And Yahweh, both of them right there. That's our redeemer. So you say, what you talking about? Daniel, chapter 12. Daniel chapter 12 right quick. Says, and at that time, 12 and 1, at that time we waiting on as Israelites, at that time shall Michael stand up, the great prince, which standeth for the children of our people, and there shall be a time of trouble such as never was since there was a nation, even at that same time. And at that time our people shall be delivered, everyone that shall be found written in the book, right? So I just showed you in Genesis 1 and 2, here on the water, right? We're going to keep reading. Many of them that sleep in the dust of the earth shall awake, some to everlasting life, and some to shame and everlasting contempt. So all these people that's buried in the earth going to get resurrected. So is the Lord of hosts, Michael, going to resurrect them or JC? Somebody lying. So he says right here, at that time when Michael stand up, verse 2, when he stand up, many of them that sleep in the dust of the earth shall awake, some to everlasting life, some to shame and everlasting contempt. And they that be wise shall shine as the brightness of the firmament, and they that shall turn many to righteousness as the stars of heaven forever and ever. But thou, O Daniel, shut up the words, seal the book, even to the time of the end. Many shall run to and fro, and knowledge shall increase. Then I, Daniel, looked, and behold, there stood other two, the one on this side of the banks of the river, and the other on that bank of the river. So 2 angels, one on each side of the river. And then 6. And one said to the man, clothed in linen, which is upon the waters. See that? Here you go again. He was on the water in Genesis 1 and 2. Now he on the water right here. See that? It says, and one said to the man, clothed in linen, which is upon the waters. He's standing on the waters, right? How long shall the end be of these wonders? And I heard the man clothed in linen, which was upon the waters of the river, when he held up his right hand and his left hand under heaven. See that? This ain't Yahweh. He holding his hands up to Yahweh. It ain't JC, and it ain't Yahweh. See that? It says, and his left hand under heaven, and swore by him that liveth forever, that it shall be for a time, half a time, and it shall be accomplished to scatter the power of the holy people. These things shall be accomplished. See that? So there it is right there. This is the Redeemer. So long as you're trying to factor him in these conversations and factor him into these scriptures, you ain't gonna never get it right. You're gonna be forever falling backwards in the dark, because it's hammer time. And you gotta put JC where he belongs, and then you gotta get where you belong. That's how that works. Time short. Okay. All right. Let me see what he got to say. Then we can open up a little Q&A. NASA scientist has isolated. Okay, yeah, I already read that. So, anybody got anything before we go? Comments or questions about something before we get out of here? Yeah, and if Mr. Man 47, I think it is, Mr. Man 47 wants that 337-802-0889, and I can get you come in on through the backstage. Or just call that number. Okay. 337-802-0889. Okay. And like I said, if you feel the need, there go the Cash App number right there. You feel the need to support this channel, and there it is right there. We need all the support we can get. Okay, anybody got anything?
Great class, bro.
Yeah.
Good class.
Okay. Yeah. So so almost you know, I catch fire every now and then, so gotta excuse me. All right. Yeah. So let me get this off here. I'm gonna see everybody Monday at 7 o'clock. Shalom.
Shalom.
Okay.
Shalom.
Shalom, everyone.
Shalom.